We are hoping to get a new Stargate franchise really soon. We're getting very excited about it on this channel and asking lots of really big questions about what that new show should look like. But there's one question I'm really interested by. Would the SGC even still be active? Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So I put a comment on Twitter and it basically said, look, when Stargate Command comes back, should the Stargate program be revealed to the public or should it still be a secret? We know that Brad Wright, when he was looking at his new script for the Stargate show that he was playing with MGM just before COVID, that the Stargate program was going to be revealed to the public. We also know that the third straight-to-DVD movie back in the day was going to center around Richard Dean Anderson and revealing the Stargate project to the public. So we know this is something that Brad Wright hoped to do. But then somebody commented on that and they sort of said, well, how do we even know the SGC is still operational? Maybe after the disaster of Stargate Universe, the loss of an entire planet, the loss of resources to the Lucian Alliance attack, etc., that maybe the SGC will have been shut down. Maybe we will have become an internal, centralized nation, just protecting ourselves. And maybe the politicians of the day would have decided, actually, to close the Stargate program. Now, this got me thinking, because we all know that politicians are short-sighted. We also know that from many episodes of Stargate that actually they did try to close the Stargate program down more than once.
Commander Thor, my name is
Senator Kinsey. O'Neill suggested I send you to a distant planet for your actions here, but I am reasonably certain his statement was in jest.
I'm sure it was, Commander.
Supreme Commander.
We also know that having the Stargate program had put Earth in the firing line of every big bad in the galaxy, and that we actually only survived as a species through the skill of SG-1, and let's be honest, luck. So, an argument within the Senate or the UN to actually say, now the Goa'uld are gone, the replicators are gone, the Asgard are gone, the Ori are gone, and so on, maybe we should stop sending teams through the Stargate. Now, there were advantages, obviously, technological advantages being the main one for going through the gate. But while the gate is secret, very little of that technology was actually filtering down to real-world stuff. We never saw in the show, say, new power cores being used. We gave them to other people. We got the Naquadah reactors and we gave them to little villages on far-off worlds. But not once did we ever see in the real show that technology being used on Earth. Now, we know we were building a pretty advanced fleet of starships, the BC-304s. By now, we can imagine that there'd be BC-305s, BC-306s, and that these vessels would be pretty much the baddest vessels in the galaxy that we know about. The Lucian Alliance were using Goa'uld technology, and our Asgard shields, Asgard weapons, etc., could cut through them like a hot knife through butter. So we could maybe assume that even if we had less numbers than the Lucian Alliance, that actually we were way more effective, and that we could easily defend ourselves with a small number of vessels in orbit. We wouldn't necessarily need to be going in and out through the Stargate. There's also another big problem with going in and out through the Stargate. We kept finding people that really needed our help. I mean, not just like fighting the Goa'uld, but how many billions of people were out in the galaxy living in abject poverty that would maybe need our support, need our guidance, need our resources. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of politics in America and in the West already is very inward looking. I'm not sure that a humanitarian effort of that grandeur would even be considered, and whether it would even be possible. So even though us going out into the stars and setting up an empire perhaps within the galaxy would be a very interesting prospect for many, I could also see that many politicians would be terrified by the idea And actually, I do think the Stargate program being closed by those narrow-minded, short-sighted politicians, particularly after what happened with Stargate Universe, would be a very real possibility. That loss of life, that loss of resources, and that attack on that planet again by the Lucian Alliance and the problems being caused by the Lucian Alliance might have just been enough to give the doubters the reason to kick the SGC to the curb. But if that did happen, would that make for a more interesting new show? Well, this guy on this comment argued that, yeah, okay, it might not be a very popular way of starting it, but from a writing point of view, he could see how it would work, and so could I. They could mirror, really, the very opening episodes of Stargate SG-1 in lots of ways. A new enemy coming through the closed gate, a new threat that forces us to once again return to the stars and start using the Stargates. I actually do wonder if this is actually quite a logical way to start the new series, but actually also quite an easy way for writers to do it. And I've always argued that we want Stargate, not Star Trek. And the way we were going with technology moving forwards at the moment, at the end of SG-1, SG Atlantis, it was becoming Star Trek. We were too advanced. Perhaps while we were off air, that a big backward step into ourselves is a perfect way to create a foundation for a new franchise. A little bit of a backward step to allow us to take a big step forwards with the new show. Hey, this is just an idea, but actually, is it a logical one? I'd love you guys to get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. Even if you don't necessarily like it, knowing what you know about politicians, does it make it possible one? I think so. I'd love to know, guys, though, exactly what you think, and if you think there are any better ideas out there for a way to re-kickstart this franchise in a way that is realistic, exciting, and still Stargate. I'd love to know exactly what you think. Get in the comments. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, where a small contribution each month, and you get most of our videos first, and you don't have to watch the adverts. There's even an option for a 7-day free trial to see how it works. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.